Hello, folks. We are back with our final game of the night. It's going to be University of Hawaii versus Colorado Boulder. Sir Waltham and Dryad going to be bringing it home here, Dryad. And I'm hoping we don't get another 3-0.
Yeah, I'm also hoping that too. We love bringing a lot of maps, a lot of action to you guys. So, we have to see as well. It's teams that I don't really recognize. I recognize a couple of the players that we're going to be seeing, but for the first time, we're going to have University of Hawaii Manoa playing, and it is the same scenario last time. A lot of high expectations for what they're going to be bringing and the level of where they are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And very good opponents in their opposition for
Yeah.
Colorado. Going to be some familiar names there, perhaps, at least from my end, most notably Ruby. Seems to be someone who quite talked about a lot last season. We'll see if they can keep up with that momentum this time around. As once again, we head into Busan. It's going to be mecha based to start.
Going to be mecha based, and we're seeing a lot of variety in the map that we start with, which I like to see here in Busan. Mecha based particularly happens to be my favorite as well, just because we see a lot of the rush composition coming in and working out really well. And you mentioned Ruby, and she is a really good off tank, so that is where we can start seeing the off tanks playing a massive role in this map more than anywhere else. There's a lot of discussion of Zarya not being so good right now, so the diva is usually more effective, and that is exactly what she's good at.
We'll be seeing it come to fruition here as we take a look on both sides of the field. It looks like there might be a little bit of a dive composition coming out from Hawaii.
Yeah, and a little bit curious about it. I don't know how effective it can be. This is essentially all about a rush map more than anything else. So I'm worried of what can happen, especially because they have a Genji.
Genji might be looking for that ultimate to come to here before we start seeing Lemon Shark roll ahead, but only time will tell, as now we're going to be seeing Roll Q look to take up high to the sky, or at least trying to take high to the sky, get some of those rockets in, get that early damage done. But they have to be careful with Colorado taking up this dominant position on the high ground. It allows for a little bit of a shooting gallery, particularly for Clouds and McCree's. I don't know what it is about today. We're seeing a lot of them here, Dryad. A nice headshot onto the Mercy to open things up. The Genji, the Winston, the Diva, all falling, and just like that, Colorado takes a quick first cap.
For the user control, definitely playing the better composition, and I'm wondering if University of Hawaii is going to change it. That is exactly what they're going to do. Back to the rush, back to what is standard on this map. But they're already behind him, the Soul Teams. I mean, 61 already for Funk Master to get that shatter.
And you're going to have to be very careful here, as it's going to be a lot of members stunned out from that flashbang. But what I was talking about, Newt on this Brig means that if you're at a losing fight, you're not going to be able to outrun the opposing team who have Bird Boys on that Lucio. And we're seeing that right now, already the aggression coming out.
Yeah, they're pushing that spawn. They definitely feel confident. Cloud does get taken down, but it seems like it's not going to affect the team of they're not going to be affecting the team that is holding that point so far. And they're going to continue to create that space. They have the Deadeye, they have the Blister as well, and on top of that, the Shatter. That should definitely be enough.
A huge shatter coming in, landing onto all 6 members. No shield to protect anybody, and just like that, it's all that's going to be needed. They use the amplification matrix, but I think they may not have required it.
A team kill right away, and 60% that is going to go for the University for Boulder as they try to get a little bit more. The Selfish Shock is even available to throw into the backline, see if they can get a couple kills.
Funkmaster going to get caught out, and Colorado Boulder might start suffering because of that immortality field's gone for both ends. Ruby able to get 2, Cloud as well. Normally when you see kills come through for the Diva, it's not for the remix, but we're seeing it a little bit more lately. These Bird Boys getting stunned out. Not going to matter though. The rest of their team's there to help.
I love the way the way that you play Diva has changed around has changed around that effect, that patch. And it's been a long time now. Everyone thought that they were going to reverse it. They didn't, and now, well, Divas have a lot of fun with it.
Certainly having quite a bit of fun. It's going to be the Earth Shatter coming in from Hoop, and now as we see the damage coming in, Colorado Boulder suffering early losses, but they're able to pick themselves up largely. Yahoo, we're coming in big with those icicles. It's going to be the High Noon coming in from Roki, but the quick flick from the defense matrix means that they're not able to find any damage with it. And just like that, because of that flip, Colorado Boulder are able to turn things around with the remaining life they have. It's going to be mecha base going over to Colorado, 0% to their opponents.
Am I getting flashbacks again? No, I can't.
Oh.
No, no, no. It can't be, right? This is just the first round that we see, but Boulder it is looking so good. See Boulder, they are playing so aggressive. They are getting away with it as well. Even if they got taken down, I'm pretty sure the Cowboy got taken down. And even then, I mean, that didn't really affect them too much. They were able to back up to get a couple more kills and guarantee the win. And especially here in downtown, the composition isn't even going to change that much. A little bit more control, but the diva should remain the same. And that was a diva that was playing so aggressive, peeling for the rest of the support. So a little bit more of the same for this team.
Yeah, no surprise we'll be seeing Yahoo go off of that Mei onto the Sombra. Mei not going to be as effective here. Those Mei walls posted right out into the wide open aren't going to be able to restrict as much movement. Now Colorado and Boulder have to be very careful here with this wide openness. We talked about it a little bit in the past games. The dive capabilities come through. Newt almost getting hacked by Yahoo, but Yahoo caught out, has to use that translocator to get away. And Manoa able to get early kills with roll Q, landing the shots onto Cloud, but it's not going to quite be enough. Both members of the pharmacy getting taken down, and just like that, so far it looks like Colorado in a good position, especially as they start pushing ahead before the point unlocks.
Absolutely. And they're going to keep pushing forward, getting a couple more kills, just to guarantee the delay for the next fight as they capture that point. And even when they change your composition, even when they don't have a ranker, they feel really good playing this dive. You look really comfortable, even with Cloud on this Widowmaker, getting the kill in the Pharah and guaranteeing that delay, or at least a rest to be used. So the kills, the ultimates are going to continue to go back and forth as the University of Hawaii just struggling to come back in.
And Cloud has quite the line of sight here. There's nothing that can immediately contest that Widowmaker. Primal Rage from Funkmaster has the opportunity to be committed here, not going to necessarily be opted into, at least not right away. We're going to be seeing it come into effect a little bit later. That knockback still going to be hitting the Genji, and this Winston just trying to get this final kill, blocking that Genji almost from entering. Not quite, though, they're going to get away.
We barely seen any kills happening for the University of Hawaii. They are really struggling to go in. Everyone is getting taken down one by one, and on top of that, they're going to walk into an EMP coming from Yahoo, which is going to make things even more difficult. There's no mobility, there's no possibility to go away.
And now Roll Q can't fly, Lemon Shark can't dash, deflect any of that. Ruby going to be getting another kill with the remake. That's seeming to be more lethal than anything else in this match as far as ultimates go. But now as we look ahead, it gets equalized a little bit with Funkmaster getting taken down. Roll Q continuing to try to put down that damage with those rockets, and Cloud having to stay back, just waiting for those openings to get any shots. And it looks like the side of Hawaii might forget about them, and that's going to cost them the exact price of one Newt. It's going to be that Mercy taken out of the fight, the Diva as well, really adding a little bit of insult to injury there.
It's so clean for this team. The sound barrier coming in just in time allows them to take control a little bit more. There's a couple kills this time around coming for the side of University of Hawaii, but look at that. They have so many ultimates they haven't been able to use.
We're going to see Lemon Shark start to use that blade, but gets burned down by the Coalescence, has to deflect just to avoid the headshot. I mean, Neko Weave taking down the Moira with that self-destruct, but there's only so much you can do. Newt trying to keep everybody alive with that Valkyrie, but they're going to avoid playing on point with that flight. Cloud taking down Roll Q as they stay stationary in air because of that rocket barrage. Not much for Boulder to do, but clean up here, and this round will be theirs. And all of Busan, as a matter of fact, will be theirs. Winston left on the field, eventually cleaned up along with the Moira. That's going to be Busan going over to Colorado.
Really good control for the side of Colorado on every fight that we saw. Every single positioning was effective for them. They knew when to play aggressive, but they also knew when to back up and knew that they were going to get taken down. So it was a lot of that communication that was effective for this team. I want to continue to see it, but at the same time, University of Hawaii, they were just struggling to come back in. They had the right compositions. I liked how they made a swap in the composition right away when they got taken down, but they couldn't really capitalize from it, which is essentially the most important part that they failed to do. Still a big possibility is just really having confidence to engage properly into those fights and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about that confidence. We're seeing Boulder on the opposite end of the field have an extreme level of confidence. And I'm sure that's only going to build as, they come off this win of Busan as we look towards our next map, which is going to be Eichenwald. But with that confidence, we'll see Boulder get perhaps a little bit more aggressive. And the thing is, it's not even that Boulder is getting aggressive and Manoa can't quite react to it. No, it seems like University of Hawaii is just not quite sure how to take advantage of it. We saw them take down Cloud early on with that McCree on Mecha Base. It still didn't go their way. They still weren't able to push when they had that spawn advantage. And that's a really unfortunate situation that Manoa just has to constantly be on alert for.
Yeah, it's all about being able to capitalize out of that first pick and also the ultimates that you have. I feel like I don't see teams initiating fights as often as I would want to, and the ones who initiate the fights are the ones who have the biggest chance at winning, just because you're already one step ahead. So that was exactly what Boulder was doing. That I want to see University of Hawaii getting a hang of, and it might be here in Eichenwald as we jump into the next map where we could see other sort of compositions. We brought it up on the two other matches that we had the opportunity to see, but here's the thing, we talk about the many possibilities, but it seems they're very hesitant to make those changes even when the attacking side is not working out at all.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think we're gonna have to start seeing a little bit more headstrong play coming in from Hawaii. I hate to be this critical of them, but I'm not sure how savvy it is to run that Pharah against a Widowmaker like Cloud, especially when you saw what they could do on Mecha Base. Lemon Shark, I'm
Yeah.
not sure that they're putting down as much money on that Genji as they could be picking up with another hero. I'm just not sure that these are the picks, and it makes me wonder whether it's a comfort thing or whether they're just testing the waters.
Yeah, and it honestly might be a little bit of both, but we have to see if they can bring some changes here. They're trying to decide for the side of the defense. Is going to be um a lot better though. University of Hawaii bringing a little bit more of the standard, the Reinhardt, and the Diva. Really good for this map. But once again, it comes down to the synergy of these tanks and peeling for the supports to keep the team alive. Everyone has to work together to at least last a little bit longer than expected on that first point.
And I'm going to be interested. Roll Q not going to have anybody to keep them pocketed like the Mercy would. And because of that, Orion's going to be able to get some pretty early damage. And just like that, Colorado rolls immediately onto point. Lemon Shark able to take down one, already looking like a better exchange than the Genji would have been. But it's going to be only a Pyrrhic victory as now Colorado swarm onto point and already start getting that third tick.
Immediately. That is what I was talking about. At least last a little bit, have a chance here, but they got taken down immediately for University of Hawaii. And with that, Boulder is going to push forward, is going to get this high ground as well, just because of how fast the timing was.
And we're seeing the confidence of Boulder come through once again. We're seeing Orion try to jump peek those angles, perhaps try to get some early damage, jostle Hawaii a little bit. And Funkmaster actually going to get behind and kidnap Ubanda there for Uboa there for a second. Now as Colorado continues ahead, they do lose their Lucio. That means they're going to be hamstrung a little bit for speed, but the rest of this defensive team not going to be able to play with this high ground as comfortably without that shield, and especially not with Funkmaster creeping around, getting a big Earth Shatter. The Maywall does block a portion of it, though.
Absolutely, but the kills are going to keep coming forward for the side of Boulder. They're not going to stop here, no matter what and how aggressive University of Hawaii is trying to play. It is no effective. The Reinhardt, though, is still alive. This is dangerous, though. He might get taken down and delay the entire fight.
Oh, and a nasty pin on to Ruby will stall out that Diva respawn, but it doesn't look like it's really gonna matter. Boulder still holding this, as we said before, this very forward position. Orion ready with this amplification matrix means that now the attention is being diverted just a little bit here. We see the concussive blast from Newt get Yahoo off the map, but it's gonna be that blizzard that eventually ends up killing with Orion throwing out that immortality field, keeping their teammate up despite the blizzard that's going through. Funkmaster eventually going to be able to be saved. Lemon Shark getting brought to their knees by the Earth Shatter. Cart finally makes its way to second.
I'm a little confused about that amplification, but it doesn't matter because Boulder was able to win the fight. The payload pretty much never stopped, and it's not going to stop, it seems like, for at least this part of the map until they pass that corner. There's a couple ultimates, though, coming through for University of Hawaii, and this is the biggest opportunity to hold a defense.
I think they were trying to divide the attention of the defending team knowing that the defending team would have to touch point, but only way to tell is by being in the mind of Hawaii right about now. We're going to be seeing Yahoo on this Doomfist. I like seeing this character as they get rolling. Can be so powerful. Not able to get any immediate kills with these combos, though. Certainly setting up a lot of space for their team with just all the CC-based abilities coming through for Doomfist. Team kill comes through. That card's not stopping.
It is not going to stop it, even with the spawn advantage here for the side of the defense. Even with those ultimates, it seems like Boulder, they are unstoppable right now.
They certainly are. It's going to be the sound barrier coming in, a last-ditch effort to try to make things work. It's going to be the Earth Shatter coming through. Nuke almost having their head taken off, but instead it will just be the fatal body shot. Meteor Strike coming in from Yahoo just to clear out the cart. Should anybody be on last-minute touch, it's going to be Lemon Shark who gets tagged by the Meteor Strike. Team kill goes out, and just like that, Colorado able to get the full 3 with 4.5 minutes.
Really good job from everyone there. Again, the spawn advantage was on the side of University of Hawaii. They also had a couple ultimates to use, but they couldn't figure out the right timing. It is the second map where we see this happening. They couldn't use it. They couldn't use the ultimates to initiate the fight. And so, of course, Boulder is going to take that initiative and do it themselves. This is why it's working out so perfectly, because they use the ultimate first. And by the time the fight ends, they already have a couple other to use if they really need to, which so far, they haven't really needed to because they are so confident on their play and how aggressive they can be, how effective it is against University of Hawaii.
Now, so far, University of Hawaii has always seemed like they're just one piece off of having a really good formula, right?
Yeah.
Like, I talked to the first point, they were missing that in Mercy. They've always been just missing one aspect, and I'm hoping we see that shift here because time is getting nigh. They need to start figuring this out.
Yeah, the chances to win those maps, it's not a lot, especially if you already lost that first control map. You have Eichenwald here to win the second, but as you lose and the enemy team has 4 minutes 30, that's when you start to worry about what changes you can make, because
Yeah.
it is no longer about the composition, but about the entire playstyle that is not working out.
We saw that Junkrat trap carefully placed right on that corner entry door. We'll see if it catches anybody out. Perhaps not. Team seems to be moving as a unit so far for the side of Hawaii. They are narrowly avoiding it, but eventually it's going to be Mashin who does get snagged up. RollQ able to get 1 kill in Yahoo, and without a Mercy, that means no res available. Ruby so close to getting D-Max, but Cloud coming in, equalizing things just a little bit, taking down Newt with one of those well-timed combos, well-executed combos, I should say. Another one coming in from behind, taking down Kibo. That Moira not going to be able to get rolling. Cloud gets frozen up, but the Mei taken down just in the nick of time, and RollQ, despite getting the first kills, not going to live long enough to see the win.
I feel like at this point, every time that I see a Doomfist, I'm hesitant to see what is going to happen, but Cloud has managed to do such a good job in getting those initial kills, and on top of that, you have the rest of the team to be able to peel for you, which is really the key to playing Doomfist. It's not only about using the same using some abilities that everyone does in that same order, but really changing a little bit of the narrative and getting that extra support, whether with bubbles or whether with a little bit of the healing of one of the healers keeping an eye on you. And that is exactly what is working out so well. And in the meantime, these attackers, they're taking their time.
We're going to be hearing the Earth Shadow from Funkmaster try to come in. Doesn't seem to have connected with too much Cloud. Going to be finding that Diva. And just like that, Colorado making that fight take no time at all.
Everyone getting taken down. I mean, it is insane because they took so long to engage in the fight and they immediately got taken down. So it's got to be everything. Changing heroes, going again. Zenyatta hiding in the backline. I mean, so many things. Oh no, it's not working out.
Now, this is a tough spot, but I mean, this Zenyatta's still not out of things. Gonna have to use that Transcendence just to get away. This might be a little bit of overconfidence coming in from Colorado, but it doesn't seem to matter. The Sleep Dart onto Hoopa. That's going to be a great continuation of this fight. And right now, we're just seeing that Colorado is running a roughshod over their opponents.
Oh, that was rough. That was rough. This Zenyatta. I mean, they almost got the Moira as well. Took it to 1 HP, but managing to stay alive again. So many ultimates they can initiate with the coalescence, please.
We're gonna see the self-destruct go out from Ruby, slowing down this potential push, and then another kill onto Kibo. Kibo's been having a rough time with it on this Moira, but so far so has everybody from the side of Hawaii.
Absolutely. Yep. They're having a great time. That is what I'd like to see. They're rotating this ultimate, they're making it work for them. And so University of Hawaii, they're having difficulties. There's about a minute remaining for them to at least be able to start moving that payload and then have a chance on second point.
It's gonna be the Coalescence coming in from Kibo, who gets slept out, canceling the ult effectively. A nice anti-nade going in off the back end, and the tire, of course, is just a nice cherry on top. Not much this Moira can do except just wait for death at this rate.
Yeah, there's not much he can do. Even if he finally uses a Coalescence, it's a little too late to allow the team to capitalize out of it. And this is extremely difficult because for this last fight, University of Hawaii, they have no ultimates besides the sound barrier, which sure, it can be used aggressively, but that doesn't mean that it's going to get the kills that you need.
Oh, and you can't use it if your Lucio is dead. This is horrible for the side of Hawaii. They only get one kill off the back end, 15 seconds. I'm not sure anybody can touch. Kibo's going to be making a run for it, but eventually they get tagged.
Yeah, everyone getting taken down on the way. This is a really good positioning that we saw for this sort of Boulder from beginning to end.
Oh.
No one getting away. No, that was just sad. That's just unfair. Come on.
That was pretty rough. Colorado going to be coming clean on this matchup, making it a nice 2-0 as we finish up Eichenwald. Man, that is a rough look from Hawaii, and you just have to try to cling to whatever hope you have here, honestly.
Yeah, it is looking rough. Once again, this is the first time that we see them here in EGF, so it is the same case here as we saw for the other matches, where all these maps, especially because they are the same throughout the day, you're able to learn from not only on the enemy that you're playing directly, but also what other teams have been playing and what compositions they're bringing. So pretty much at the end of the day, this is sort of a learning experience for University of Hawaii. And that first and second map, and now we have to see what happens in the third.
Yeah, we do have Hanamura coming up here in just a little bit. Colorado showing us quite a few different looks, I should say. University of Hawaii still having a tough time putting the lid on this boiling pot. We'll see if they can manage it here. After this break, we'll come back with Hanamura. Barely had any time to grab a drink of water off the back of that break, but folks, nevertheless, we are back ready to go into Hanamura. Colorado looking to just steamroll their way through this potential final map for them, and Hawaii on the back end just trying not to make this a complete 3-0 loss, and they certainly have some work ahead of them if they want to make that happen.
Absolutely. It is going to be a difficult task, but more than anything, I want to see a little variety coming through. I feel like at this point, no, it's another Bastion. It can't be.
Oh no.
Not again. Wait a minute. It is okay, it would be the third Bastion that we see in Hanamura today. And the third one that we get to cast. So maybe we are cursed.
Maybe.
I feel like
Yeah.
maybe it's an us.
Is it might be us. We'll get confirmation throughout the season if this continues to be a trend, folks. But rest assured, me and Dryad apologize for the cheese comp you're about to see coming out from Manoa right now. We're seeing the Bastion and the Sim.
Yeah, we are seeing the Bastion and the Sim. This is a good strategy sometimes, but the thing is, you need to keep the Bastion alive. You can teleport from one of the platforms to the other for a couple times until the teleporter gets taken down.
Let's see exactly how Colorado tend to deal with this. As we can see, Rollq just continuing to swap in and out from whatever teleporter is not getting pressured out, but Rollq gonna get taken down almost immediately. That dive coming in real aggressively, and Orion actually being the fragger this time around. Colorado just
Oh.
absolutely running away with this. Another very fast first cap.
Another one that is looking clean for this team Boulder. They look unstoppable. We talk about Ruby, but there's so many players to highlight here. I mean, Cloud, Yahoo have been doing an amazing job. Master as well creating that space, and I feel like it's going to be the scenario very similar to that last match where the attackers, they didn't waste a second to go into that part of the map as well.
And Rollq just going to be bringing out the Bastion. Normally, we don't see it stick around for that second point, but Rollq still going to be opting into it, seeing if they can find some greater benefit. Funkmaster almost getting taken down, but getting healed up with that healing nade. Going to be receiving quite a bit of benefit there. And it's 1 DPS for 1 DPS. Rollq and Cloud both going down, but CU Boulder really hold this dominant position on the high ground, particularly with this Ana, able to rain down those nades, rain down those shots, give the nano boosts away for free, and eventually take a headshot from Rollq, but that's a lone widow. There's not much you can do to contest the point.
Is it going to be another 5 minutes? There's no way. It is really looking like it decided.
Oh no!
But why did it touch? They couldn't touch.
Wow, that
Oh.
was amazing. Funkmaster actually using that primal rage to take what was looking like 2 fights and just turn it into one fight with a little bit of hangover.
Oh, that was insane from the set of Boulder. So much control. It didn't allow anyone to touch a point in the last second. They had the chance, they had the time. But as it Winston and everyone else putting so much pressure into the defense that they couldn't even get out. Really, really amazing job from this team. University of Hawaii, it is not looking easy for them, especially now.
Yeah, another 5-minute plus time bank. I believe we saw it on our last match with St. Peter's as well here on Hanamura. And at this point, I don't know what to tell Manoa other than you either just need to accept where you're at or start making a little bit better of a decision here, I think. Again, we saw Rollq on that Bastion going into second point. That's not typically something you see too often.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I feel like more than anything for University of Hawaii, this is an opportunity for them to learn not only the enemy team, but what the other teams, like I said, are going to be playing on their specific maps. And I mean, they are new here in EGF, while Boulder, we talked about it, these are players that we've seen before, play at such a high level. So this is only what we can expect from them.
As we can see here, another high burst damage composition coming in. What I've heard called and like to call the yoink and oink combination coming out from Colorado Boulder. It's gonna be the Orisa and Hog coming in, but Cloud just immediately landing that damage. Sim Teleporter trying to come in, but Cloud immediately gonna be diving ahead, barely getting away and able to come out with 1 kill as well. Just like that, Boulder not even flinching.
The way that Cloud plays on the Doomfist looks so clean. Like, it looks so simple that I feel like I can do it. But I know I can't. But it looks so good. It looks like... And this really says something because I don't like Doomfist generally in a composition. But it just looks so good for this team. They were able to go into the background, get the Lucio, and then get everyone else. They did lose 1 tick at 33%, 35%. But that is not going to affect them too much, it seems like.
It's certainly not, especially considering at this rate, it's going to be Manoa already at a time disadvantage. Rollq just waiting for that Doomfist to pop out, but the Doomfist catches Rollq out, not able to land the shots, not able to land those abilities, and that might cost them this push, this opportunity. At least it would if Lemon Shark didn't get taken down early on by Ruby. The hook just landing a little bit too accurately there. Reinhardt able to get the pin damage into the Hog, but it's tank for tank at this rate of exchange. Boulder continues to fight in here. It's going to be the Baptiste trying to hold on as one of the last few remaining members. And a second tick has been given up, but not going to be much more than that.
Oh, but that was really close though. Now it is when Boulder has to be a little bit more careful here on not giving the last tick, because one and then the other one in the next fight, this could be the next fight where they're able to get that last and go into the second point. So someone has to be in point, especially because they have an Orisa, right? Orisa's still get a controlling space that they need to have her on point.
Absolutely, and we're seeing that quick space adjustment come in from the attacking team. And Cloud just making an absolute excellent rotation there with the Doom Fist. Seismic slams coming in, hitting the Meteor Strike onto Roll Q from downtown. And just like that, Boulder not going to be giving up any ticks this time around. It's going to be a late self-destruct coming in from mashing. That's only going to cost them an ult.
Oh. Yep, going to get taken down. Goodbye, Divas. Gotta try again, see if it works out. There's 1 minute 20, so about 2 fights, 2 opportunities here for the Study of University of Hawaii to at least get this first point. Would be an ideal situation. They have the amplifications to start it off, but besides that, nothing else seems like is going to be ready anytime soon.
Seeing a very forward push come through here, and Hog caught off in the side pocket, however, not punished because of it. The only one punished is Cloud. Gets caught up fighting Lemon Shark. Because of that, the tanks from their opponents able to run a little bit more wild. Eventually, it's going to be Lemon Shark taken down and another fight going straight to the spawn.
Yeah, one less fight territory for this team, not only on this map, but this entire match to try to make something happen. A couple ultimates, but mostly for this little Boulder who have been looking so good. I'd be trying to go for a duplicate on one of the tanks here.
So we can see Orion trying to be here on the Zen. This is a level of BM that I'm not sure we're ready for. It's going to be the kill onto the Reinhardt, onto the Zarya. Yahoo coming in with the duplicate onto the Reinhardt. Gets one swing and then the big punch coming in. Our Shadow duplicate is ready. Not going to be able to do much with it, but still a nice feel.
Flies away just in time. It doesn't seem like anyone is even going to be able to touch the side of Boulder. Just trying to get a couple extra kills, but they don't even need them. It's a 3-0 for this team. So strong, so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the confidence coming through from these teams. You could really see it from Colorado there, especially on that last push. Just Orion posted up on high, waiting for the nano boost to come through. Eventually gets it, comes in. I mean, we're seeing it right now. The kills come through with the Zenyatta. The rest of the team was there, certainly, but still just a fantastic performance by Boulder. Hawaii has their work cut out for them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would be so scared, especially in the last map. It was this Zenyatta appearing out of nowhere, the duplicate as well, turning into Reinhardt from the backline. I mean, it's just fear. You, as your team, you're just trying to push in. You're trying to get the kills, but you're not able to push forward because there's someone always behind you.
Yeah, I mean, the power of Cloud on that Doomfist, absolutely right. So difficult. I mean, that's the thing we pretty much saw throughout the entire game, at least on Eichenwald and Hanamura, where those rotations for the Doomfist, those combos, those unique map mechanics were just coming in so big, able to deal so much damage in such a short amount of time. You either have to keep your head on a swivel or just ignore the damage you're going to take. Neither one is a great option. However, it's going to be Colorado coming up 3-0 against their opponents. However, we are not quite done, almost, but we have one interview to go, folks. We will be doing it right after this break, so stick around. Hello, folks. We are back. We are here in the interview booth. Sir Waltham and Dryad sitting down metaphorically with a Cloud. Cloud, hello, welcome, and congratulations.
Hi, thank you.
So we saw a pretty, I would call it a pretty big game coming in from you folks. I'm sure to your team it was just another day at the office, but we saw quite a few looks coming in from your team, and particularly your play style. We saw a lot of that Doomfist action on those last two maps. What goes through your mind when you're getting those combos set up, when you're running that Doomfist?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I just kind of punch in there, click a button, maybe kill a few people on the way. But sometimes the only really coordination we get to call out for Doomfist is just like when our Orisa is pulling, like on Hanamura defense. Just like whenever Funkmaster would pull main, I would just do my little rollout and get like a free 125 slam on a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it worked out, right? So I
Yeah.
actually had another a question. And I knew I was mentioning it a little bit on the cast, and is that I'm usually not the biggest fan of seeing Doomfist because, I mean, most of the times the Doomfist gets taken down immediately. Do you think? I mean, I don't want you to give any leaks of what your team is hiding, but do you think this is a standard strategy? Do you think this is, an exception for University of Hawaii? What do you think will
I'm
happen with
lucky.
Doomfist?
Yeah, I'm lucky if I get to play Doomfist. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm not allowed to,
Okay.
but on some maps it's just like a good like just bring the Doomfist out of the pocket and then teams won't expect it. We really like running it on like Hanamura and sometimes Eichenwald, but most of the time we'll do a standard brawl, but we just decided to have a little fun at the end of the match.
Yeah, were you? Did you know anything? Because we know that University of Hawaii, they're new here in EGF, but did you guys were you guys able to get any sort of information of them beforehand, or was it just completely blind?
It was completely blind. We knew that the like Overwatch League finals, like took place
Were
at
there? Yeah.
University of Hawaii, so we were like kind of like that could be cool. Maybe they have like a good Overwatch program or whatever. Yeah, but we didn't really know anything about them, and we didn't prep at all besides just our normal scrim time. So
Mm.
yeah, we kind of went in blind, but it worked out.
I would say that for going in blind, you guys came up with the literal best possible result you could with the 3-0.
Yeah.
But it was a thrill to watch, and I particularly mean the Doomfist play. I like seeing it every once in a while. So, Cloud, thank you. And thank you for coming in here, hanging out with us, answering a few of our questions. Before we let you go, though, do you want to give you the opportunity for any shout outs you feel are necessary?
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to give everyone on the team a shout out. We're really excited this year, and our roster is stacked. Also, shout out to our manager Gavin and another one of our managers, Aeroplane. But other than that, yeah, just the team.
All right, perfect. Well, Cloud, once again, thank you, and congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thank you. Hope you have a good night.
Thank you. You as well. And now, Dryad, with that over, we are finally done with our you and I's third match of 3-0s.
Yep.
It has been a rather quick night of Overwatch, but folks, that means that it can only get better from here on out. And by better, I mean longer games. We all like that. At least I know I do. But the only way you'll find out is by tuning in with us next week. So, folks, we hope to see you then. But until then, stay safe and take care, everyone.